What's going on, guys? So for this week, I started working a little bit more on my loot system to have certain items drop certain loot based on a certain percentage. And I tweaked it a little bit further where I had an item have a chance to roll on a table. So let me just show you here real quick. Let me break up these rocks. And these are going to have the rock loot table as well as a small percentage to have the gems table roll. So I'll swipe some of these here. And you can see here we have on the side here, I also made it so the UI, if it's the same item, it's going to keep refreshing and multiply. So like stone 50, which is pretty cool, as well as the items that magnetize to the player. So you don't have to, if they're raw materials, you don't have to press E to pick up every one. I think that's good for like wood and stone and other things that you likely will pick up because they don't take up much space. Equipment I might have you pick up just with the E key. So you can see here on the side we have chip ruby, chip topaz, stone, and what this has is a 25% chance to roll each of the rocks that I destroy, and 100% chance to roll stone from I think 2 to 4 per rock, and then it also has a chance to roll a 25% chance to roll in the gems table. And if it hits the gem table as the random number, it's going to roll through there for each of the 6 gems, 10% chance of each. So it's a chance it rolls the gem table, but it doesn't roll any gems. Okay, so I'll show my inventory here, and these are all the items I picked up. Chipped amethyst, chipped ruby, chipped emerald, topaz, zircon, and each of these gems, I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but each of these is going to be assigned to, when you do crafting, it'll be able to roll a certain affix in magical items. So if you're crafting, let's say, a sword and use an amethyst as a gem, it could roll fortitude as the attribute. This would be strength, agility, luck, and I didn't roll a sapphire, which would be intellect, but zircon is spirit. And these are the ones here: strength, spirit, and they correspond with the colors, which is, I think, pretty cool. Alright, so let me go into the loot table here real quick. And I made these as scriptable objects, so I'm just going to go to the small rock loot table. And I started off basic, so I figured I could do this easily. So in the small rock loot table, 100% chance to drop stone, and 2 to 4 can drop from each time you destroy the small rock. Now what I have here attached to the small rock prefab is loot tables script, and these hold the loot tables that it could possibly drop from. So there's a 100% chance to drop from the small rock loot table and 25% chance to drop from the tier 1 gems. Now within the tier 1 gems, there's a 10% chance to actually drop one of each gem. So overall, I think I got 6 gems out of the... How many rocks we got here? Like 40 or so rocks. 36, I think 40. So out of 40 rocks, we got probably like 6 gems based on the 25% chance to roll the gems table and then 10% chance to roll each of these. And it was actually a pretty good spread. I think we got like 2 of a ruby and then 1 of each of the other ones, but we didn't get a sapphire. So it's pretty cool. I'll definitely tweak the drop rates as we go. But this is a good start for me to have certain enemies, and for next week I'll be working on having like fire type enemies drop from the fire table, which would be like fire orbs and water orbs, and lightning would be lightning orbs. So I gotta think of a few enemies, and maybe I'll work on that for next week so they could drop from their own loot tables. So real quick, I'll just show you the scripts here. So loot table is a scriptable object, which I showed. Loot generator, it basically creates from the item pickup, and this game object gets added like a rigid body, a collider, an item information script, and it basically adds the item to the item information script, and it also gets a position around the where the enemy dropped it, or wherever the rock, or whatever you destroyed, and then it spawns the object around there. If it's a raw material, I add a component called MagnetizeToPlayer, which I made here. And if the distance is less than 7 or greater than 3, it moves towards it at a tilde time pace. Otherwise, if it's closer, it moves much quicker. So it has a pretty cool effect. If get distance is less than 1, it automatically gets added to inventory, and the object gets destroyed once added. And that's the basics for that. Loot slot has item, drop chance, min quantity, max quantity. Loot generator manager. This is what rolls the loot table, all the loot tables in there. It rolls for the loot table, so the percentage chance to roll rock or you know, gem loot table. This rolls the individual. It rolls for the loot table, and this rolls for the loot, which coincides with these. And then it rolls if it returns the actual slot. If the random range is less than the slot.drop chance, then it rolls for the quantity between the min and the max, and that determines everything from the loot tables. And when the enemy or object, so I have here object stats. If the object has a loot tables script, it's going to get the component of the loot tables and then roll for them. So it's going to call loot generator manager instance roll loot tables, which you see here on the first method here. So that's it for now. I mentioned I'll try to make some a fire enemy, lightning enemy, and water enemy for next week, so they can drop the individual orbs. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and that is all for now.